Leo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late January 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Leo collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these beautiful Leos as we move towards February? It's late January. Let's see what energies, messages, insights we could take a little peek at. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Leo in late January. We are in Aquarius season. It's your opposite sign there, my good friends. There we go. Cool. So we have this energy, and I'm not sure if I saw it for you or a couple other signs. She's been starting to peek her head out a little more often than she usually does. And to me, this card shows up in two major but different ways. One, it feels like very lay low, I'm just minding my own business type of energy. But then there's also this strong presence around aesthetics and looks. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the January subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, we have this lovely lady over here, and she is dressed up in costume, right? She has that wig on, she has like a beak on her face, and she's kind of blending in with this flock of birds. I'm not sure if they're cranes or storks. I don't know what the species is, but what I do know is she's just trying to lay low. So for some Leos, maybe that's the mode you're in right now. Maybe you're just like staying in your lane, minding your own business, doing your own thing, trying not to get pulled into other people's stuff. That could be a big thing with this card, where Spirit might be like, all right, Leo, don't get pulled into other people's things. Just like lay low. Now, for a portion of you, maybe it's someone you're connected to. Maybe they're laying low, or maybe they're trying to not cause waves. Like, that's the big thing this energy feels like to me. It's where it's like, I don't want any problems. I'm just going to lay low here for a minute, which could be good. Yeah, could it be hiding? Maybe hiding in plain sight. We're not fully going to go that route. But there is also this thing about aesthetics or how things look, presentation. So maybe you're changing something about your look. Maybe it's a wardrobe thing, hair thing, fitness thing. It's like I'm changing how people view me or perceive me. So like there's just something here with aesthetics. So we're just going to let her chill out right there. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's bothering anyone, or it's at least trying not to. It's like laying very low, but she could keep chilling out with those birds. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's shuffle it up one time here for the lovely Leos. What do we got? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So it was kind of centered around communication last week. The reading was titled An Explosive Talk. Now, that shows up in a few different ways, in my opinion. Sometimes, like, an explosive talk could be one that just intensifies quickly. Sometimes an explosive talk could be one that just pops in out of the blue, where we're speaking about something we weren't planning on speaking about. So just know that energy around communication could bleed over for a couple weeks, but we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for the lovely Leos. What do we have in late January, please? There we go. Thank you. Someone's on the move. Someone's on the go. Taking a little walk about. That's how the energy. So yeah, I'm gonna go on a little walk here. I like an action card in the front, but we need to see what's up with the 8 of Cups. A lot of people get nervous with that card, but to me, it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna go take a little walk here. Let's get one more, or 2 more, actually. Okay, Moon. Yeah, I don't know what all this mystery is here, Leo. Like the unknowns, lots of questions. Let's get one more. The Moon is showing up twice already. Ooh, okay. This could be really good, actually. I guess it depends on what the clarifiers are, but you got the Wheel of Fortune right here on the back end. Maybe this is going to turn out in your benefit, in your favor. I'm just wondering what all this mysterious energy is on the front. And those of you that know tarot, you understand why I'm like, that's a very unique energy. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into the juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, I always like to look at the elements. It tells us a lot how the energy is moving, and it's water heavy this week. So we got the Eight of Cups and the Moon. This is both heavy water or water sign energy. And when I look at water, I think of emotions, your inner realm. So the realm of feelings, it could also be creativity. It could speak about partnerships and connections as well. That's just to put a simple footnote as to what the water can be. Now, the downside to a lot of water is it could be a little wishy washy, could be a little up and down. It's like an energy that's always in a state of flux, always in a state of change. So we want to keep a very close eye on it. And then, yeah, here on the back end, I'm not going to give this an element. To me, it's kind of like a water fire combo, but we think of Jupiter energy with the wheel where it's very expansive. So lots of major arcana, lots of water. So the emotional intensity could be riding high for a lot of Leos. But let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we're starting with a big action card, which I think is good. As a fire sign myself, I like when we start a spread with a boom because it shows me that the energy doesn't feel too stagnant. But we have the Eight of Cups, and we see this individual, they're kind of walking off into the unknown, right? With the Eight Cups behind him. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad card. I know in the classical meaning, a lot of times people say the Eight of Cups is walking away from something, and that can be true. But sometimes this card is walking towards something. It's not walking away from something, it's moving towards. So we really want to define what this card could represent. We have the Eight Full Cups. Either that's just very heavy emotion or something that it feels like there's some potential. It could be good. But notice it's nighttime. There's the moon. This person is walking away from the known into the unknown, which is extra intriguing to me, especially since we have another moon right next to it. So we want to see, is this action you're taking? Is it action that somebody else is taking? It seems very hush hush. It feels pretty quiet. So we do want to look into it further. The downside to the Eight of Cups, because remember, every card has a positive, every card has a challenge. The positive of this, it's going on a little walk, right? It's just action, it's moving, it's making stuff happen. But the downside to the Eight of Cups, sometimes it could represent giving up on something or abandoning something. So watch out for feelings of abandonment or triggers in that area. So we'll take a close look at this for sure. I feel like it's starting us off, and there is a strong, strong action element to this week's reading. Now, moving to the middle, we get to the misty zone, that's for sure, because we move right into the moon. Now, for some of you, it could be a Pisces you're connected to, or even Cancer. Some readers give it to both of them. I do. And the thing about the moon is it's very subtle. It's not in your face. It's not like a blatant type of energy. It's soft. It's soothing. Now, this can speak about your gut intuition. It can represent the dream state or psychic gifts and all that kind of stuff. But to me, the moon just moves quietly in the background. So, like when I have the Eight of Cups and the moon, it's like, something's shifting quietly, or something might be changing very hush hush. The downside to this, and it could also be a positive too, is the moon just represents something that's completely out of the blue. So it could be something that's unexpected or surprising. It could be certain things that you're questioning or certain things that you don't see coming, where there might be certain stories going on in your life where it's like, I feel like I'm missing information. That's the big thing with this card. Worst case scenario, sometimes this card could be secrecy. Right? I mean, we're not going to ride that too much. We'll look into it when we clarify. So there's very hidden energy, and it kind of looks like a story, right? It's like I'm walking and it's nighttime. So we'll see what's up. But moving to the back end, you have one of the best cards in the whole deck. One of my favorites. We got the Wheel of Fortune. Beautiful, lovely. Now, as mentioned to me, it's Jupiter like energy. So if you know a lot about astrology, you know Jupiter is a very beneficial type of energy. To me, this is like a good luck charm. So whenever I see the wheel, it's like, all right, I might catch a swing of good luck, or luck is on my side. Something might work out for me as opposed to against me. So this is really great. It's expansion, it's a level up. That's the great aspect to this. So, I mean, in the rough sense, sometimes it could be someone trying their luck or being a little risky. So for some Leos, maybe that's it. Maybe you're willing to gamble a little bit or try your luck with something. I'm not going to call it a risk just yet. We'll see when we get into the clarifiers. The real downside to the wheel is the speed at which it moves, because yes, it's a karmic energy. Yes, it can speak about change and shifts and the cycles of life. But the thing with the wheel is it moves quickly. It's like whipping around and around. So it's like very sudden, very shocking. So when we're next to the moon, it's like, whoa, this is a big shift happening. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Leo. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you. What do we got? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. What's going on that Eight of Cups? And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Leo, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, let's get this Eight of Cups going. Why is it here? What is this movement about? What is this action? Okay. I got the same card in the same position in the Aries reading. I feel like I say that almost every week. Why there's just so many similarities in Leo and Aries energy for some reason, at least how I experience it. But we have the Ten of Swords in reverse. This energy can be a little avoidant. So for some of you, you might be being cautious. Some of you, this could also be advice from Spirit, like, all right, Leo, be careful with this one. Move with a little bit of caution. Now, another message I'm picking up here, Eight of Cups with the Ten of Swords in reverse. Could it be healing from something that's been bugging you for a long time? That's what I picked up in the Aries reading. Absolutely. Eight of Cups, Ten of Swords in reverse. It's like something has been bothering me for a long time, but I'm coming to grips with it. So it's great for healing. It's great for healing because you know the Ten of Swords is a rough card, right? It represents loss, it represents ending, it represents pain. So when I see it in reverse, to me, it's something that may have already happened. If this isn't something that's already happened, when I see the Eight of Cups and the Ten of Swords, it's somebody trying, it being a little avoidant, where it's like, oh, I'm dodging this problem, I'm dodging this situation. It's like I'm trying to look two steps ahead of me. So there's like this troubleshooting type of energy where it's like, all right, I want to see what a problem might be before it even happens. So kind of like what we're doing with the cards, right? Like trying to look into the short-term future. But yeah, Eight of Cups and Ten of Swords, it's someone that's been through some rough stuff and they would like to avoid going through similar things. Either that or it's made a mark. So there is this avoidant energy I'm picking up in the front. And I'm not going to say that it's a good or a bad thing, but let's just keep going. That's just how it's showing up to me. So maybe there is something that Spirit wants you to be cautious with, especially since we have this and then we have this like very fast card that deals with risk and luck. Let's go in on the moon. I think that'll tell us a lot if we could get a little more detail. So let's see what the moon has for Leo. Yeah, very, very peculiar, my friends. Okay, this is good. This is actually really good. So we have the Empress in the upright underneath this moon. This could be like a blessing, win, or victory. It's like completely out of the blue. So these feel like they're opposite things. Honestly, they really do. So the Empress, I love this card normally, especially when she shows up in the upright for a portion of you. This could be a Taurus, could also represent a Libra due to the Venus energy. When I see her, she could represent mother figures, motherhood. Think of blessings, abundance. Your cup runneth over. This is goddess type of energy to me, and she is like very stable. So when I see her, I always go immediately to blessings and abundance. So under a card like the moon and this, I mean, unless this is like a pressure release, like if we are being very specific about somebody being avoidant, it's like to relieve pressure. It's to relieve pressure. The behavior is a little funny because they're just, it's something attached to the nervous system. That's how it feels to me. I know that's very particular and this is a general reading, so only take what hits for you. But if we put that very specific message to the side, when I see the moon with the Empress in the upright, this is absolutely unexpected win, surprising win or victory, just something that's completely out of the blue. Because it's like, oh, I dodged that. Oh, now I'll take that victory here. Either that or you might be keeping something good quiet. That could be another thing. Like if something good happens to you, maybe you're just being very hush hush about it, not sharing it with a lot of people. So again, no judgment if that's a good or a bad thing. For some of you, that might even be an advice where if something really good happens in a situation you're dealing with, maybe Spirit just wants you to keep it quiet for some reason. But let's keep going. Let's see what's up with the Wheel of Fortune. So we got a lot of very unique energy showing up here for you this week. I mean, for some of you, if you are dealing with like a Libra, Taurus, and we have the moon, it's like this energy is being like very hush hush for some reason. So similar to this, we had this in the front where it's like really quiet, laying low. That's the vibe I'm picking up there. Let's go in on the wheel, and we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the wheel here for the lovely Leos? Thank you. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, my friends. Okay. The only downside to this, it could be someone in their mind a little too much. So, like, yeah, there's a little neutrality here, but I think this is absolutely amazing, especially on the heels of what we just had in the front. The Seven of Cups to me is a card of manifestation. It's a card of options and paths and choices. It's very creative. And I like to call it the menu board of life. You see this person, it's like, yeah, no, I'll take that cup, and that cup. So I love it for creation and I love it for the energy that's still to come. So when I see it underneath this wheel, and with what we had right before it, it's like luck is on your side. So whether it's like a lucky break of some kind, we already saw the unexpected win, victory, triumph, whatever the heck we want to label it. It's like, no, either a risk pays off, an action pays off, or just something swings in your direction. So if in the short term past you feel like things have been working against you, or things just haven't been really working how you envisioned them to me it's like things are lining up to really break in your favor here. So I think it's a very optimistic energy we're seeing this week, really. Now, again, if you're a cross watcher, this could be very good for your situation with a Leo as well. Like, because when the energy works for them, it also works for you. So there's a mutual benefit here as well. I know that's very specific. And again, I feel like I'm doing a personal reading, but only take what's yours. There's like some sort of mutual benefit. But let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow. So lots of different things showing up this week. I'd say overall, there is this lay low, keep your victories quiet type of energy overarching. But position number one, we have the Eight of Cups and the Ten of Swords in reverse underneath it. Now, for some of you, there could be something that's been bothering you for a while that doesn't bother you as much anymore. But I was getting a bit of an avoidant type of energy where it's like, no, I'd rather not deal with that. Or if someone's not acting avoidant, it's like I'm trying to see two steps ahead if something's going to be a problem. It's like I want to know if this is going to be a problem well before it becomes one. So it's like I'm looking towards the future here. It does feel very savvy. Moving to the center, we have the moon with the Empress in the upright. You don't get much better than that. That's either an unexpected, surprising, shocking, even win or victory. It's just something that breaks your way out of nowhere. So I know a lot of you might be dealing with a lot of different things, but this is more than a pleasant surprise to me. It's like, yeah, I'll take it. Unless you're dealing with a very quiet Libra or Taurus, that's very specific. But even moving to the back end, we have the Wheel of Fortune with the Seven of Cups, where it's like I'm getting bombarded with energy. So sometimes, you know how in life things are a little dry, sometimes things are a little hectic. I'd say the only issue I see here on the back end is just like a tidal wave of possibilities. So yeah, I got wins and victories all over the place, big manifestation energy. So I think this is claimable this week, Leo. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for Leo. What's happening? And yes, I always like to pull a shadow card here at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out. What do we got for Leo? Okay, very first shuffle it popped out, and I will take it. We have the star. So that's the Aquarius card. We are currently in Aquarius season at the time of this filming. So normally to me, the good aspect, and we'll get into the shadow side as well, but the good aspect of this card is hope. It's a long-term type of card. So it could be something that's off in the distance, something that's not quite here right now, but I'm hopeful about it. This is a wish fulfillment card. So when I have like so much good stuff showing up in the main part of the reading, and we get this in the shadows, it's like, yeah, future's so bright, I got to wear shades, which is really nice. But the downside, the shadow side of this card, if you're not dealing with an Aquarius, of course, uh, it could represent pessimism, like the shadow side of this card. It could represent hopelessness. It could represent a little bit of depression. So again, if you've been experiencing those things lately, I'm hoping that what we saw within the main part of the reading is Spirit saying, like, all right, Leo, the turnaround or the level up is on its way, especially with this being in the shadows. But it's also angelic and protective. So if that's on you, it could be someone else that's a little depressed. But we're just going to leave it at that, my friends. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the January subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, or if you'd like to see what 2026 has in store for you, you can book a personal reading with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The January schedule's already up, so you could go check it out and see what's available. It's going quick, but for the January subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Everyday Witches Tarot. It's absolutely adorable and is great for readers of all skill levels. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments from today's reading which card spoke to you the most. Even if the reading didn't quite hit, which card was giving you those warm and fuzzies or really caught your attention. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.